It's Wednesday, April 30th. Back to work. As Prime Minister Carney puts together his minority government, one of his first orders of business, a call with U.S. President Donald Trump.
I had thousands and thousands of conversations with people in Carleton.
Laying the groundwork, Liberal MP-elect Bruce Fanjoy says it was years of hard work that paved the way for his upset over Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre.
A big crack and then bang on the road. Yeah, it was really scary.
Damaging winds, a Montreal teen and a Toronto woman, both critically injured after strong gusts brought down trees and branches during the storm.
No, not feeling good at all, man. I hope, looks like Game 7 with this thing.
Shifting momentum, Leafs fans are nervous as the Sens push the Battle of Ontario to Game 6. This as the Oilers are on the brink of finishing their own comeback. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning, Canada. Welcome to Your Morning. I'm Anne-Marie Mediwake.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
I'm Kelsey McEwen. Hope your day's off to a great start.
All right, let's jump right into news because Prime Minister Mark Carney is planning to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump. We're told soon.
The
Prime Minister got right back to work after his election win. His office says Prime Minister Carney and President Trump, they did speak on the phone yesterday. During the call, the U.S. president offered his congratulations, and the two leaders agreed on both countries working together, quote, as independent, sovereign nations for their mutual betterment, end quote. The two leaders also agreed to meet in person in the near future. Earlier in the day, though, a White House spokesperson said Canada's election result, quote, does not affect President Trump's plan to make Canada America's cherished 51st state. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Carney and the Liberals will have to carry out their agenda in a minority government. The final seat count from the election, we now have it. The Liberals, 169 seats. The Conservatives have won 144. The Bloc in third spot with 22 seats, followed by the NDP with 7. The Green Party with 1 seat, and the Bloc with 22. What does this mean? It means the Liberals will need help to pass legislation.
Kind of a truce in which the Liberals would refrain from being offensive about language and security of the state and immigration and oil. Looking at what we have in common and working on that.
Bloc Québécois leader Yves-François Blanchet says he's open to the idea of working with the Liberals, but he did insist any truce won't come at the cost of compromising Quebec interests.
I think that it's possible for us to get official party status, and especially if the Liberals need our votes for majority votes and for confidence votes.
Returning NDP MP Don Davies says his party will fight for official party status. So a party needs 12 seats for official status. The NDP has 7, but Davies calls that number arbitrary and negotiable. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has a clear message for Prime Minister Carney. He is ready to get to work.
It's not business as usual. That's not going to cut it. We have to make sure that we move fast, immediate, or if not, President Trump is going to eat our lunch.
Premier Ford encouraging all parties to work together following the election. The Premier is looking to collaborate with the Prime Minister on issues like infrastructure, critical minerals, and knocking out inter-provincial trade barriers.
What I want is clearly to reduce the 400,000 temporary immigrants controlled by Ottawa by 50%.
Meanwhile, Quebec Premier François Legault is also laying out his expectations post-election. Premier Legault says he will work with Prime Minister Carney to protect Quebec's interests and economy in the face of U.S. tariffs. But there are things both sides don't see eye to eye on, including Quebec's language law, so Bill 96. The Prime Minister doesn't agree with the province's preemptive use of the notwithstanding clause.
This is the time for all MPs to pull together and to deliver for Canadians regardless of party, to deliver the stability that we need and a strong, united face against Donald Trump. British Columbia.
BC Premier David Eby sharing a message of unity for all members of Parliament following the election. Premier Eby also says the province is ready to work with the new federal government to take on U.S. President Donald Trump and the tariffs. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre losing his seat came as a surprise to some people, but not to the man who beat him, apparently.
Pierre, God bless him, he took the riding for granted, and people don't like to be taken for granted.
Bruce Fanjoy is the Liberal MP-elect who will represent the Ottawa area riding of Carleton. Fanjoy says he spent 2 years knocking on doors before the election, and he says, based on those conversations, he knew the race was winnable. Pierre Poilievre had represented the riding for more than 20 years. He ended up losing by about 4,300 votes. And Elections Canada is estimating more than 19.5 million people voted in this federal election. And of those 19.5 million, we know more than 7.2 million people voted at advance polls. Voter turnout this election was about 68.65%. That is up from 62% in 2021, the last federal election. And in the next couple of months, we'll have a finalized number by Elections Canada. To other news now, a 15-year-old boy is in critical condition after a tree fell on him during the windstorm in Montreal. The strong winds blew a tree over last night, my goodness, trapped the teen for several minutes. Montreal firefighters were able to pull him free. He was then rushed to hospital. Emergency crews were also called to St. Laurent because the strong winds caused a bit of the wall at the Air Canada building to collapse. There it is. No one was injured, thankfully. The storm also caused power outages throughout Quebec, and as of this morning, nearly 96,000 customers still don't have power.
I was in a balcony, and I saw a huge piece of tree just fall down. I heard a crack.
Meanwhile, there were damaging winds in Toronto yesterday as well. A woman has critical injuries after being hit by a falling tree branch. This happened on St. Clair Avenue West near Avenue Road. A 10-year-old girl was with the woman. She was not hurt. There's also been power outages in the area as well. Roughly 75,000 people in Ontario are waking up this morning still in the dark. It's April 30th. Can you believe it? April 30th, which also means it is tax deadline day. Do we have a sound effect? Like, most people have until the end of the day to file their return, in addition to paying any taxes owed. So if you're self-employed, though, you still have a little bit of time. That deadline is June 15th, but any taxes owed must be paid by the end of day. Stanley Cup playoffs don't get into full swing until the Leafs make their fans sweat.
It's just those kind of chances just have not been going his way. Chabot scores! Tyler Chabot!
Yeah, it was scoreless in the first, and then the second happened. Ottawa opened the scoring then. The wheels came off. Ottawa scored 3 more times. I think there are 2 empty netters, by the way, to win 4-0. Series now at 3-2 for the Leafs still, as it heads back to Ottawa for Game 6 tomorrow night.
Bouncing puck to Podkolzin, over to Arvidsson, a shot, save, rebound, score!
And here come the Oilers. Edmonton coming back from a goal down to beat LA 3-1. It is the 3rd straight comeback win. Awesome. The Oilers can eliminate the Kings in Game 6 Thursday in Edmonton. Also, Jets back in action tonight. That series tied at 2. The Habs look to stay alive tonight, down in their series 3-1.